Hello guys, good evening. Welcome back to our channel guys. So actually this is, I think if you can see in my screen, this is our .NET 6 console application. Very little project, but there's a lots of things that we can discuss here. So yeah, I already deployed this to a Windows 2019 server. So you can watch on my previous video. I think that's part 2. So this is just a refactoring, guys. So it's means to say we refactor code that needs to be refactored. Yeah, because the first part we just want to let it work. But after that, if we have time, then we need to refactor to make our code more readable, maintainable, and extendable. So as you can see here, guys, this is .NET 6 framework, and I have installed all the packages that I needed. Yeah, for example, iTextSharp. This is the library that I am going to use to read the PDF file, and the Microsoft that extension that configuration together with the Microsoft extension that configuration that JSON is that we how we read configuration files. So if you can see in our program.cs guys, so this is how we configure the configuration builder, and we add JSON file and we name it config.json file. So you can find here the config.json file that we just added. So you have to set it in when you build action, set it to content, and you should copy always. So it will be saved and once we build it. So this is like this is the configuration files that we have. So this is the key and this is the value. All right, so that's how we get the configuration files. And for example, in my CW1 service, so I just pass the configuration as parameter. So I can access the configuration file as well as in the PDF files. So I just pass the configuration. All right, so as parameter. So our refactoring, guys, if you watch on the first part of this video, this PDF file, reading of PDF file, we loop before we loop its line, so it's keep on reading, and so I just refactor it. I use link queue. So this is what's happening now. After we get this string lines, so we have to convert that string array to a list. So this is the one var list data. That's to select an L trim to list. So I have now a list of this data. So I just have this, for example, if we look for this item in the PDF, this is the transport, this is here, or it could be C, and the import or export is the direction. So if we found this in our PDF file, then we have to select from the list data where item equals this one, search one. And then we select the item first or default, which meant to say if it has no value, the select, so it will return null. If it has, then it will return the item for this one. All right, so that's why we have the condition here. If that variable is not equal to null, then we are going to set our edocs details. So to the configuration segment ID, because in our PDF file, if you can see our PDF files here, I will have to open the PDF files. Okay, this one, guys. So this is the PDF files that you are reading. So the first one, the header, this one is this should have like this. And to identify the segment ID, this is the segment ID. So our identifier is this text, Japanese. After this text, so that will be the segment ID. So what I did here is that, uh, yeah, a variable result list data index of is just to get the index of the array, and then I pass what text that I'm searching. So for that, for example, this is I find the index of this one, and just plus one, and after that, that will be the shipment ID. All right, so that is why I have bar shipment ID is list this index, and this is plus one, so that will be my shipment ID, the shipment ID. All right, so that's how we are going to read the file. So yeah, for example, if we test this one, because we only have we read the PDF files. Okay, so for example, this one, this is null. So what's the PDF file here? Why it's null? So there's error export. So yeah, I think error export is will be here. Okay, this is error export, and then yeah, so we found that this is the error export, and then it is null. It's not null, so we found the index. So that is this configuration, this value of this uh, that is index is 185 plus 1 to 186. So this is why list data found. We find the shipment ID in the index of 186. So this will be the shipment ID. So and then we save it to our ADOC details mapping or entity, and that's what we will return. So that's how we set or get the PDF files shipment ID. All right, after that, so we are not looping its line. We just use the link queue to find it. Okay, so I think this is more effective than we just return it. So once we return the files, so we just add it to, this is a list of ADOC details. So we just add the return like that. So our ADOC details, we should have the information that we get from the PDF. So for example, like that. So this one, we already have that the direction is export, the ADOC file is ECC, and we also get the PDF file because we need to attach it in our email, and the shipment ID and the transport mode is here, like that. So after we read the file, the PDF file, uh, yeah, after reading it, so basically we have just four types. So yeah, so like that, we read the file. So it's much faster than looping all the lines. Okay, so yeah, this is another. So we move here, we just continue. Okay, since we save it in the ADOC details now, so all the PDF files is being saved here. So we are editing, we are reading four PDF files. So this is now in our entity. So we set the values that we need to use. So as you can see here, guys, there's yeah, so now we have also to check if, because there are sometimes there's no shipment ID, or there's no, the file is not in, there's no, the one that we are looking is not found. So we set it to null. So that's why we have condition. If the shipment ID is null, so we have to send that an email that it's an invalid PDF file, and they have to check it. All right. So if not, then we have to extract we check it the cargo wise. This is a WCF uh, WCF's web service. So it's a cargo wise WCF, and then we just need to check there if that shipment ID, this shipment ID, and this is the WCF for the QE, WCF for URL. We just check that the shipment ID this is found. So we need to upload this to CargoWise after it's found. If not found, we have to send the email to the business that you need to manually upload that PDF files because it's not found. So, but this is not, we can connect to the web service because I am debugging in my local machine. Okay, so just return all that. And then, yeah, so uh, if generated ADOC, so this is a generate. So it's not generated ADOC, so we need to send an email. So this is the format of the email. So yeah, we need to change this to, yeah, because I cannot also use the sending of email because again, I am not connected to the DSB networks that I am developing in my local machine. So that's my challenges because I have no direct connection to the company. So yeah, we cannot debug it. We can only debug it once we, yeah, for example, this one. The SMTP server is the DSB SMTP server, but we are not connected to that SMTP server. So actually, it will not send. But if you deploy it to the Windows 2000 server, where is our data center server, this will actually be able to send. Yeah, so we can just not, I mean, we cannot test it uh, in our local machine. So that's like that. So it will not send an email. All right, so that's what happening. So after, if if it's valid, if it's valid file, if it's valid file, so what we will do here is the first thing is that we upload we download the PDF file. So this is the uploading, and in our uploading to FTP we use WinSCP. So that is why we have also installed the WinSCP. So this is the uploading and downloading. So basically, this is the just put this a download helper here. This is how we are going to download. So this is the protocol FTP, and what's FTP use username, password, and yeah, it's a simple. This is actually copy and paste code because I've been using this in the .NET framework before. So no, we just reuse it. So I just put it as a helper. All right. So yeah, and also there's also uploading, and then once it's downloaded from the FTP, because the business will store the PDF files there, we just save it to the watch folder, and this watch folder is the program. Our program will read from it. So that's why we have here watch folder, and then we just iterate the files. We read it, we parse it, and we save it to the edit details uh, list, and then that list we enumerate it, extract the W service is found. If it's found, then we generate the XML file. So this is how to generate the files. If not found, then we send it an email that this shipment ID is not found in the CargoWise. After that, we move the file from the process folder. And then if everything is okay, then we have to upload it. So to say W1, this is the CargoWise. So this is also how we upload. That is why we have WinSCP also. This is just a configuration also, auto definition, just like that. So yeah, this one I have put this like this, but this is not good. I think the best way is to pass this as parameter. So if we change the configuration, we don't need to do this. So we have to delete this. We have to pass that as parameter. So excuse me. So why this is not being used? High configuration. I just make it that I build it so we can see the problem. So this is the problem that we need. Ah, what's happening here? Because we delete the also in upload FTP. So we just don't need to fuss it here. It's not being used here, but it's being used in this here, right? So where else need to use also? It's being used here. Then just build it. So this one, we need to pass the configuration here. Underscores upload FTP file, FTP helper. Okay, so we just need to pass this as well. What? Okay. Where should we get this configuration? FTP folder. So we need to pass here. We can have the configuration, and then this one. There's a parameter configuration. You just pass it. Alright, so if we need to change only one changes in the file, what is this? ITP upload. We need to have also the configuration. Yeah, I think it's okay now. Okay, so what else that we need to change? This one also. We just need to, this is a moving of file only, so nothing fancy. So I will just have to put it here as parameter. I will omit this kind of logic here to make it maintainable. Actually, yeah, as parameter. So you can pass the configuration. So we just need one place to have this to build the configuration like that. We're just passing it. Okay. So pass as parameter, or you can pass that as a constructor. Inject it. Anyway, it can be done like that as well. Okay, so that's it, guys. So yeah, so this is already working. So so if you can see here, this is what happening, guys. So this is just in my local machine. So I set the I set it here. This is the PDF files. I read from this watch folder. When we download from FTP, it will be saved here, and that's what our program is reading. And the XML that will be generated, it will be something like this. Okay, so if the shipment ID is found in the cargo wise, then we have to build the XML, and this is the XML that we are building. So this XML will be uploaded to the cargo wise FTP. So they will not do it manually. But if the shipment ID is not yet there in the CargoWise, that is why we send an email to let them manually upload it to the CargoWise. So that is a CargoWise system. And then we have also the moving of files. After we process it, we move it to the process folder, and we created a folder like this folder format. So for example, today, and these are the files that we are being processed. This is just for our archiving. For example, what are those files and process that they, if there are problems that are issued, in, we can have a look back, or we can have an history, like so generated like that. So yeah, guys. So this is a small program, but there are lots of things that needs to do, right? So you can also learn a lot of things here. So this is .NET 6. So yeah, so first and foremost, the most important here is this one. Also, I use NLog. This is a third-party library for logging. This is good logging also. So you just have to install package in log, and because this is .NET 6, you have to include inlog.web.isp.NET Core. And after that, you just have to, yeah, you can visit the documentation of inlog in their website. You have to configure it in your, you have to have an inlog.config, and the target, this is file, which meant to say you are logging to file, and the name log file, and this will be the file name. So I just hard code this the fat. If you will not hard code the fat, then it will be saved in the bin folder of your program. So there's a date format like that, and the file name is system.log.log, right? So, and then the roles, this would be, I just use info and write to log file. So the log file is this the name. So if you can see our log file sample here. So for example, how are we going to set the log file? For example, this one, log here for that write log, that's one. And write log, downloading files, something like that. And then, yeah, we can have the log now. So the log file is here in our folder. So just put it here. Uh, yeah, this one. So it will be by date. So it's something like that, guys. So this is an example of our log. So for debugging purposes, you can say what's happening. All right. So I think that's all for now, guys. So we are able to do a lot of things. First, we configure our configuration file. So this is how you add JSON file. And you create a configuration builder, and all of your config setting here will be available in this variable already. And how to read that configuration is just configuration, then the key, something like this. And yeah, so our services, the build services, this is the in our startup here. So for example, you have to build or configure your services collection. So add scope, this is the service lifetime I choose. Then, for example, this is the interface, this is the concrete implementation. So we are not going to instantiate the class, but it will be dialed by the dependency injection. So for example, PD service, and the service that get required services, and then the PD, the interface. So it doesn't know what's the complete implementation. We are just referring to the interface, and you can, this variable can now point to your implementation. Okay, so we download a PDF files from the FTP. We use WinSCP, and then we read the files. We parse the file. This is the parsing of the files. We parse the file. We read the files, and then we read the list of the files that we read, and we put into the list, and then we verify it in the cargo wise. If it's found, then we need to generate the XML. So this is the generate XML file. So the generation, guys, is just simple like this. Okay, so I need also to change this. Instead of creating this build configure builder, I have to pass this as parameter as well. I need to pass it here, so it will be easier. This will not be, this is a redundant, so we need to take away of that. So passing as parameter, that would be okay. So it's just build, and this is the problem. So we just have to pass here the variable configuration or the config file that we are using. That's it. So we only have created or instantiated or create or configure the builder this only. All right. So it's not you are not calling or configuring the builder every in everywhere. Only one. So you just pass as a parameter, or you can pass it as constructor. You can inject it. So that's one way how to make your code maintainable. All right. So I think that's all, guys, for now. So this is also in the repo, so I just have to commit my changes. So I will just refactor code, move configuration as parameter, then as parameter. So this is my comment. All right. So if you can see in my repo here, this is our repo. So yeah, so this is the project. So if you can see that, this is our commit. All right, so that's our name. That's my name. We have started it is uh times June 5. June 5. So yeah, this is just a simple project, but you cannot do it in just one day, even if my manager will see this a copy and paste from the legacy code. It's so funny, guys. Yes, if you are not a developer. Hi. So, but anyway, guys, this is now ready for user acceptance testing. All right, so we already have two projects that is in UET pipeline. The previous project that last, I think 3 weeks ago, is the ASP.NET Core MVC application. So you can watch that in my video as now. And then there's no result of user acceptance testing, and now another project is now in falling in line for the user acceptance testing. Then another project is coming in. So this is a bullshit. Yeah, but that's my job. So yeah, if I need to choose, it would be better to work on an agile development. It's not like this that your program or your developed program is not done yet in UET. It's not deployed yet in production, and then you have another program, another project to do. So if the UET is done and then you have created 5 projects, so it will it will make your life not easy because you have to deal with the results of UET simultaneously for 5 projects or more. And I'm working this alone. So because the project is small, so I previously I worked in a team development, 10 developers, 20 developers. So it will be nice to collaborate and to work with lots of developers. Working alone is sad, or it's not sad, but if there's an option, or there's a way, or there's an option, I would choose to work with team development. This is a team development. Also, we are six developer, but with different project. So it's not nice. But anyway, it's work. I've been paid. As long as I've been paid, I can have money for my family. Don't worry, this is cool. All right, so guys, thank you for watching this video, guys. If you like, please share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell button so you will be notified for our upcoming tutorials and real demonstration of our project. So thank you guys. Happy learning.